Hi, this is Deborah from Deborah's Fantastic Journey, and many of you may have already seen the video of my van that was done by Butterfly Tracks and Lava Lindy, some fellow YouTubers, and posted on their channels. But I wanted to do my own so I could kind of get into a little more depth and tell you a lot more about the inner workings of Karen. That's my van. I named her after my sister. So let's go. So one of the things I wanted to show you is this new cabinet that I built. And if you could just bring the camera in on closer here, I'll get out of the way and I'll show you this. I wanted a place to keep my drinking water and my cooking water. My water that's in the tank I use for things like washing up and dishes and things like that. But I want my drinking water to be clean and pure and safe. I got this little thing that goes on top here. You just tap it and the water comes out. And this drops down so I can remove it and refill it. And it holds about 3 gallons, so that's nice. And then I've got some extra storage in there. And then down here is where I keep my ice. And I kind of like it being in this little protected thing because it makes it stay cold longer. So moving around to the side, I went to a thrift shop and I found one of those things that goes in the shower. And I just cut the ends off of it and spray painted it black and mounted it on the side. And it's real handy for a lot of little things that you just need to be able to grab. And then down here, of course, more storage. I keep more water. My fire extinguisher, you got to have a fire extinguisher. Then my refrigerator is right here. Very simple. It's a little Alpicool. Has a light inside. Runs off of my battery. I'll show you that in just a second. Moving around here, I want to show you my kitchen area. This is my little stool that I like to sit on. It's a 16-inch folding stool. I just sit down and I have complete access to everything for cooking. And I do plan on doing some cooking videos in the van, so please hope you look forward to that. So I've got everything I need right here. It's really handy. I've got my fan. I put this plate up here just to deflect the heat a little bit and protect the top. All of my cooking utensils, my spices, everything I need. If I open this drawer here of this cabinet, which by the way, I made all of this. This is a self-done van build, and I did it all by myself. So I built this cabinet, and I didn't want to mess with drawers. My carpenter skills aren't that good, so I just made these little simple slide outs, and I have my dishes, my pots and pans, then my kitchen junk drawer where you keep all that stuff. Now, if I open up this side, you're going to see the way I set up my water. And as you can see, here's my sink, just a little drop in. And I got a container, it's a Coleman. And that takes my gray water from my sink when I wash dishes and whatnot. And over here is my fresh water. And as you can see, it's just a jerry can. And I put a 12-volt pump in the side and just hooked it all up. Now, this right here, my curtain area, what I did is I made some window covers. They're just Reflectix on one side, and then I took some of the curtain fabric and did this side, and when I want privacy, I can just cover up that window. I also have another one just like it for the other side. It just goes right on that window there. Very easy to put up and take down. And I kind of prettied it up a little bit by using some of the fabric from the curtains. So now what I'd like to do is show you my sink setup. I wanted to be able to have running water for things like dishes, and I've actually washed my hair in here too. So what I did is I got a separate battery pack. It's called Roypow, and I just put it in this little basket down here and plug it in whenever I need it. I can operate my 12-volt fan. I can operate some backlights that I have back here that you can't see because it's daylight. And I can operate the pump to my sink. I wanted to have some privacy with the van, so I devised a curtain system. You can probably also see that I put in this partial wall here. It's just some paneling that I cut to size and then bolted up here. And I like that because it gives separation from the front and the back. The other thing I wanted to do is to be able to have additional insulation at night and to be able to close off the front cab from the back. So I devised this curtain. It's on little sliders. Everything that I'm showing you, 100% except for the wood products and things like that, I got pretty much on Amazon. So this sliding system, I just made the curtain, hung it up here, Now if I want to, as you can see, I just close it up and I have complete privacy. These are puck lights that I got, and I really like them. Puck lights usually are not very good looking, but I like these because they really have a nice design to them. And they have these little plates. I don't know if you can see it. Put the camera up there. That you can. They're two-sided. You can stick them to anything, and then I just move these around based on what I need. I have one that I can put over the sink. And I have the lighting that I need. Now, if I want a little bit brighter lighting, I just turn this off and I can turn on these side lights. And as you can see, they get pretty bright. Just run the camera right along there and show how that lights up. And then if you just pan over to the other side, you can see that there's lighting over there too. And I'm just going to turn it off so you get an idea of just how much light it brings. Okay, and that's just one of those lighting strips that has sticky on the back that you just put around. Another thing I did is devise this modular table so that I can take it up and put it down whenever I need it. And it's very easy to stow away. I usually just keep it on the passenger side in the front when I'm not using it. It's just made out of plywood, and I have these little clips. Let's go ahead and zoom in here with the camera, if you would. Just come on forward here and just take a picture of that. So screws, and they just hook into there. And again, I got those at Amazon. As long as I have the table off, I might as well show you the cabinet that I made. This is where I keep my Bluetti, and it charges everything. Refrigerator is on this side. Track lighting is on this side. And as I mentioned, I have a separate battery to run the sink and all of that. If you open it up, that's where I keep all of my safety equipment, my jumper cables and things like that. And then this is just handy for everyday things. And I found these at the dollar store, and I love them because I labeled them for the different kind of wires I have, and I just keep them right in there. And then back here, this is all of my toiletries and all that stuff. So if I'm at a rest stop and I want to be able to take a quick shower, I just grab everything that's in here and take it in with me and take my shower. So back to the table. As I mentioned, it's modular. So what I did is I just put it on these little hinges, little latch hinges, and I can just fold it down like this when I'm not using it. And as I mentioned, it just stows away in the front. I'll set it over here for now. So this is my sleeping area. I tried to make it as cozy as I could. And what I did is I just got some 3-inch foam. I built a platform. I have doors down here that I can open. That's where I keep my clothing for easy access. And what I did is I took a blanket and a comforter, and I cut them in half. And then I sewed the blanket to the comforter, kind of like making my own little sleeping bag. And I have two. So if it's a really cold night, I can use both. If it's not such a cold night, I just use one, and you use this for padding. And it's really comfortable. Hi, everybody. I wanted to show you how I set up my screen. And I also wanted to show you these window covers that I did for the back. They're insulated on the back with the same fabric as I used for the curtains. And they just snap in place. And then when you're driving, you just fold them like this on each side. And you can see. Now I'm going to put up my screen. I wanted to show you my screen that I devised for the back so that if we're somewhere and it's nice and it's a beautiful day and I don't want to feel all cooped up, I can open up the back. I've stayed in campgrounds where I've actually slept with the back doors open with the screen up. Keeps out the bugs, keeps the breeze going, lets in light. It's really great for the summer. Let me show you how I put it on. I just flip around, and as you can see, it's pretty much in the shape of this arch right here. And I put those marine snaps that I've been telling you about on there, and it just snaps in place. Let me show you. Just flip around, line up the snaps. I always start with this corner Okay, I won't go into detail and snap all the snaps, but you get an idea of how it looks when it's all hooked up. A lot of people asked from the last video, where does she keep her food? Where does she keep her stuff? Well, you saw that I kept my clothing under here. A lot of my camping gear and all that also is stored here underneath the bed. Now, right here is my storage, whoops, for my food. And if you can just pan in here and take a closer look, you'll see that this area, it holds cans and dry goods and things like that. I have an area back here for packages and spaghetti. And then I keep some pajamas, warm, cold weather gear, things like that here in the... I wanted to be sure and share with you the ceiling. I don't think I mentioned that before. It's made of cedar, and I got it at Home Depot. And it's channeled, so it kind of fits together with these grooves. It was really hard to do, I'm not going to lie, but I'm really, really pleased with the results. And the last thing I wanted to show you is my potty. Let's face it, at our age, when we're on the road, well, my age anyway, maybe not yours, we frequently have to get up in the middle of the night, and I didn't want to have to leave the van or be inconvenienced. And so I hid inside of this little cupboard my potty, and there it is. And it's very handy. It's a cassette. I just open this door here, pull it out, and I can empty it and put it back. So that's it. That's the van. I wanted to give you, like I said, a little bit more of a detailed tour of the inside. And I'm looking forward to our journey. Let's go on a lot of trips together, and I'll give you a lot of content. Thank you again for your time. And thanks for watching Deborah's Vantastic Journey. And please don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the channel, tell a friend. Thanks.